What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, my name is Mariel and I typically make reaction videos, but today I guess I'm doing a story time. So yeah. Anyways, if you seen my community post, I ran a poll of like what you guys wanted to see. It was between the WALLESS, the reaction, and the story time of me meeting SB19 again after how many years has it been? Oh my god, I met them first. If you've been here since like when I first started reacting to them, I met them in 2022. I met them at the airport with other US 18 here in LA, so like that was cool. Got to meet them in passing. It wasn't like super serious, so like, but it was really nice, and it was just kind of funny because I guess at their finale concert for that tour, for the Where You At tour, my cousin actually showed me that I was like on the screen or something, and I was like, oh god, because like I guess they were doing like a little montage of like when they went on their world tour for Where You At. So I was just like, oh my god, that's not happening. I can't. I was like, dude, I can't do this. Anyways, also, I'm trying to like keep myself together, but it's so hot that I have the fan blowing and I cannot get my life together because it's so hot in this house right now. You guys don't understand. It is so hot. Okay, so the Where You At tour. That's when I first met them. I was actually helping my uncle, or like he asked me if I wanted to go with him to do some media stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm down to go. It was raining really hard that day, so like it was actually very scary to get to the airport, so yeah. But we're not talking about that, we're talking more about what happened when they last came to California. Let me like start this with saying that was it last year? Oh my god, their concert was last year. Last year I did not know my tickets were actually VIP and I could have met them again, but okay. Long story. So I did the pre-sale thing where like I ordered the tickets, you know, they said, you know, Texas number, this, that, and the other, and you can get your tickets that way. So I did, and then I got my tickets. Granted, if you guys remember, I told you guys I was gonna sit in the very back of the venue because at the time I did not have the money to be at VIP. Plus I was taking my dad, so you're just kind of like big chilling in the back anyway. So well, my dad ended up not going, but which is really unfortunate because he was like one of the biggest 18 out here. Because like if you guys have seen my video, like me getting my 18 card revoked, he answered all the questions pretty correctly. So so yeah. So then I find out later through a Ticketmaster email that like, oh, arrive early to get your VIP, and I was like, oh, there's no way that my ticket's VIP because I'm like in the back, you know. VIP is like for the people that are in tier 1 and tier 2. I was in tier 5, so like, you know, your girl did not expect to be VIP. So when I went to go to the venue at normal time, normal doors opening time, they were like, have you been here earlier? And I go, no, I just got here. So I flopped on meeting them then at that concert, which really just made me want to fight, but you know, it's okay because like I guess I should have just went early and like see if like I can get in through VIP, but you know, it is what it is. The story time for this time is that I get a text from my uncle asking me to help him. So I was just like, well, yeah, I mean, I was working, but you know, I guess I was, you know, don't have to go to work. So luckily it was like during an after hour of work, so I went with him to a dance studio. I was with my uncle, and he was like, here, can you like make sure that I have all my stuff? And I was like, bet, I'll have all your stuff ready for you. And you see how I'm wearing this Puerco shirt? This is relevant to the story, okay? There's a reason why I'm wearing this shirt. Hold on, let me sit on my knee. Not sitting comfortably, but oh my god, hold on, you guys. Hold on, let's get comfortable. There is a reason why I'm wearing this Squidgo shirt. Sorry, Pikachu. Okay, very relevant to the story. Okay. Also, I got this T-shirt from a vendor at LAWLESS. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, I hit the jackpot with that vendor, okay? They had so many meme Filipino shirts, like, y'all don't understand. Anyways, so, I go to my uncle. No big deal. I help him set up his camera and everything so he can interview the boys. No big deal. My uncle obviously is the front person, so obviously he got introduced to the boys. And I'm just big chilling because, like, you know, I don't expect anyone to, like, you know, talk to me or anything. I'm just there to assist by way of, like, holding the bags and the camera, okay? Making sure, being his little test dummy to make sure the framing was correct and stuff, okay? And I'm used to that. I'm used to just being the little side character and being in the background, okay? No big deal. So, as my uncle is being introduced to the boys, I was just standing in the back, just minding my business. I was like, just looking down at the ground, like going, okay, let me not freak out because I'm literally 18 right now, and like the boys are standing right in front of me as if I've never met them before. Well, not formally. Okay, so I haven't met them formally. I've, like, you know, met them at the airport, never introduced myself, you know. So yeah. Anyways, so they say hi to my uncle, shake his hand, and everything. No big deal. And to my surprise, because I didn't think that they were gonna, like, you know, even interact with me, which is fine if they didn't, okay? I'm gonna put that out there. It's fine if they didn't, because I was just there to hold bags, really, okay? And then probably get footage, but yeah. Anyways, so Josh is the first member to shake my hand. Okay, after he, like, says his hello to my uncle, he introduces himself to me. Okay, I'm freaking the heck out. Okay, he just goes, "Hi, I'm Josh," and then shakes my hand. And then I go, "Oh, I'm Marielle." I didn't think. Okay, listen, I wasn't ready. I wasn't expecting them to, like, even, like, introduce themselves to me, and that, like, to me is, like, such a big deal because usually, like, you know, when, I don't know, I feel like more Western artists are more uppity about these types of things. Like, they expect you to know who they are, but you could tell that the boys are very down to earth. Like, they still introduce themselves, like, you know, like, as if you're actually formally meeting someone for the first time. So then I go, "Hi, my name is Marielle," and then he goes, he repeats it back to me, and I go, "Oh, Marielle." And then he goes, "Marielle, got it, right?" Chat. I was freaking out, okay? Then I guess, okay, I'm trying to remember the order, because I do remember Josh, because that was a big deal for me, because he went out of his way to say hi to me and, like, greet me. That's a big deal for me, okay, chat? Anyways, then I believe it was Justin right after. He smiles, introduces himself, he says, "I'm Justin," and I go, "Marielle," and, like, you know, it goes on and on, but I'll do it in order. Then it was Ken who shook my hand and said, "I'm Ken," and I go, "I'm Marielle," and then Stella was the last one because I guess my uncle was talking to him, and I shook his hand, and then he introduced himself as Stella, and I was like, oh my god. Pablo was doing something else on the side. You know, he was just handling whatever he needed to handle. I don't know exactly what he was doing, but I know he was, like, doing something else. So, okay, cool. And then, so they set up to do the interview and stuff, right? I'm just standing there, you know, just going, okay, let me get my camera ready to, like, record, like, some B-roll for my uncle, right? No big deal. And then, you guys, while they were waiting, I was just like, okay. I was just like, oh my god. Like, I'm, like, holding onto my camera quite tightly, right? And I'm holding it, like, down here, like, where my, like, stomach is. And I thought it was so funny because I was just like, you know, like, he, whatever. Okay, this is where this becomes important, okay? Josh. You guys, Josh, I cannot. It cracked me up because I could not take it seriously. So, as you guys know, I'm Filipino. However, I don't speak Tagalog because I was born and raised in America. However, I do understand enough to get by. Reason being is because my parents do speak Tagalog, so yeah. I mean, especially my mom, she primarily speaks Tagalog. My dad, he switches back and forth, but he typically speaks to me in English. But when my parents are discussing amongst each other, they're speaking in Tagalog. So, of course, you know, by default, I understand, okay? So Josh, he's like standing there, you know, rocking back and forth, and he goes, "Your shirt." And so I look up, and I was like, "Huh?" And he goes, "Your shirt says Puerco." And I was like, dude, let me tell you, I had to keep the most biggest poker face ever. I was just like, and then when he brought it up, I was like, like, yeah. Like, yeah, it says Puerco. And then I was trying so hard not to laugh. It was just too funny. And then I was like, okay, great. And so, and he goes, "It's cute." I was just, you guys, I could not. And then my uncle, he just like had to like hop in. It was like, "Oh, it's cause, you know, it's supposed to be Petco, but she just got it that says Puerco." And he just goes, "Ah." So then he starts smiling, and I was like, if he laughs, I swear to God, I'm gonna cry. So he tries not to laugh, and then I guess Justin and Stell were like, "Puerco." They all took turns saying Puerco. And then here comes Ken. He finally notices my shirt, and it cracks me up because he goes, "Your shirt says Puerco." And then he just started laughing. I was like, bruh. I was like, "Yes, I'm gonna wear what my shirt says, thank you." And so then, what feels like forever in this moment, it just like, I was just like, oh my god, here we go. Because I forget, yes, the boys are pretty much 30, but they have the mind of a 5-year-old. My boys are basically 5 years old, which is fine, because like, you know what, hell yeah. And then, finally Pablo emerges so we can start the interview and whatever, right? I wish I could share clips of the B-roll that I have, but I can't because they told me not to, you know, have personal clips. But trust and believe, if I, you know, I'm gonna put maybe a picture of like a screenshot of what I have as a B-roll, and hopefully I don't get in trouble, y'all, but you know, yeah, okay. I'm gonna try to put it in the thumbnail. If not, I'm just gonna like put like a little screenshot somewhere here. I don't know, I'm debating first because I really don't want to get in trouble. Anyways, so mind you, this happened after they did their thing at the pop-up, okay? They're getting ready for Lollapalooza and like a whole bunch of stuff, so like, you know, yeah. So Pablo, like I said, finally emerges from, oh my god, I cannot speak English. Pablo finally emerges from wherever he was. He might have came from the bathroom. He might have came from that little office space to change clothes. I don't know. He just emerged from somewhere. So then he's like, "I'm here," right? He does the like, "I'm here" type of situation. And then y'all know how I feel about Pablo, okay? Y'all know how I feel about, I love that man, okay? I love that man, okay? So Pablo, first thing he does, he doesn't even say hi to my uncle. He just goes, "I like your shirt, it says Puerco." And I'm like, go! Like, rah! I was like, "Thank you." And he goes, "It's cute." You guys, okay, I was debating on what to wear. To be fair, okay, hear me out, okay guys. I was debating on what to wear because like, I'm not gonna be on camera, okay? I wasn't gonna be on camera. I was just more like a little behind the scenes girly. I'm just, you know, the little pack mule. So yeah, you know? And plus it was like a rehearsal, so it was probably very casual, right? Right? Yeah. I'm gonna post, I'm gonna like put a little like screenshot of like where it was. If you guys saw the GMA like 24-hour thing for SB19, I'm like somewhere in the background. I'm like nearby Ken, and it cracks me up because like my like flower was there and everything. So I didn't know what to wear. I was just very casual and like, you know, my very out there self, really. Okay? And so I asked my dad, I go, Dad, I don't have any other shirts. What do I wear? And so I show him my Puetco shirt and then I guess a basic red shirt. Okay? He goes, wear that Puetco shirt. So 18, thank my dad. Thank my dad for telling me to wear the Puetco shirt. Because, you know, when I walked in, the boys looked a little stressed, and for obvious reasons, because they're preparing for one of the biggest music festivals that are out here. And then it was just nice to like see them laugh and everything. And yeah. So that's how I met SB19. Also, I gotta say, the boys have very soft hands. They are very moisturized. I know that's really creepy, but like, they have nice hands, okay? My hands are small, so the fact that it was like, you know, like grip it. Ugh. Yo, let me calm down. Let me calm down. You guys, if there's one takeaway here, is that SB19, no matter how many years pass by, no matter how big they get, they are always humble. They are always gonna be down to earth. They are just those guys, you know what I mean? So honestly, I just wanted to share this out here to like, you know, be like a testimony to say that SB19, no matter how, you know, insignificant someone feels when they're meeting them, they will go out of their way to make you feel like you are important as well. So like, that really meant a lot to me. And like, I stand the right people, y'all. I stand the right people. So yeah. Anyways, if any of the members of SB19 see this, I want y'all to know I love y'all. And if ever you guys get a shirt and you don't know who it's from, it's probably gonna be me next tour. Granted, y'all come back to LA, but thank you guys for like really being like so down to earth and chill every time like I meet you guys. You guys are so welcoming, and like you guys always make me feel like a little butterfly. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, hold on, wait, because I know someone's gonna be like, no, you're not little. Okay. Anyways, y'all make me feel so welcomed and everything, and I appreciate that. So thank you, SB19. Thank you, 18. 18 has always been so nice to me, and I'm like grateful, because never once while I was in this fandom did I feel excluded, did I feel like I didn't belong, or whatever the case may be. 18 and SB19, they really are one and the same. And I'm a firm believer that fans are a reflection of the idol, so you know that they're doing good things. You know that they're doing good. Anyways, so that was my little story time. I know it wasn't much, but thank you guys for watching if you did. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know if there's anything you guys want me to react to. I might actually do my Wakas reaction, because I haven't done that yet. And my dad has been telling me to do a reaction video on it, so yeah. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, leave a like, comment any recommendations you may have for my reaction videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye! Let go! Alright, bye!